Tactics Politics Show!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Polidix, the new Polk County politics podcast dedicated to getting somebody from Polk County to finally answering a question. I'm Western Polk County's second most award-winning former newscaster, Patrick Dix, and I'll be your host this evening. Tonight, we sit down with the Polk County supervisor that the Des Moines Register once called laughable. What? Oh, that says affable. That's not as hard-hitting, but anyway, he's leaving the Board of Supervisors, so we thought we'd sit down with him anyway.
Kale, I thought this was Murph and Andy's podcast, not some washed-up morning news anchor guy. He spends most of his time filling ATMs out of Prairie Meadows.
Well, if I'm being honest, Bob, I mean, my first choice for this first podcast was actually E.J. Giovanetti. I mean, he was always kind of the personable Republican on the Board of Supervisors, so.
Well, Pat, if I'm being honest, I would say I didn't want to do this at all. So how can I help you?
Actually, Bob, what I really wanted to do was talk to you about your most important board service. I was thinking you might be able to get me tickets to the Broadway series at the Civic Center. You know, Bravo, the Bravo board.
Doesn't your wife, run Bravo?
Well, yeah, but it'd be kind of rude for me to ask her to get the tickets that I'm going to give to her for her 50th birthday.
Way to give her age on the air.
All right, well, let's put a pin in all of that stuff, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's go back to the beginning with you. What made you want to get into public service to begin with?
Well, it goes back quite a ways. You know, I got elected in March of 1985, my first slot in public office. That was a city council seat in Clive in a special election. But well before that, I was involved in politics in high school and also in college. I was student senate in college and all that. Won one election with 3 votes, total 3 votes. It was kind of an interesting write-in campaign we had there. But, you know, it was one of those things I thought, my dad wasn't rich. We were well off. He's an electrical engineer at Collins Radio, so we were well off, but we weren't affluent or anything. And my grandpa wasn't rich, didn't own a company or anything like that. And so I kind of thought that politics is one area you could get into and just go with the currency of your ideas rather than inheriting a bunch of money, although that would have been nice, but that's not what happened. And so I was able to do that. You know, I was a kid in high school that if you said, Bob, what do you want to do after you get out of college? I just said, I want to be a politician. And so I was able to do that. So kind of living the dream here.
So you went from council member to mayor to Polk County. Talk about, especially being from Clive, talk about the growth of Polk County since you entered public office.
So this town, this metro, I should say, from that time, the early 80s or even the mid-70s to now is just completely different. I mean, people would just marvel at it that haven't been here in a long time. It's been awesome.
When you think of your proudest accomplishments or the things that you're most proud that the board did while you were on it, what would those things be?
One of the best things that we've done here is Iowa Event Center, and that was a huge controversy, you might recall. Many people had their hands in that. The Wells Fargo Arena, Hy-Vee Hall, turned almost $2 million to us back. So it's been a huge success. A-list entertainment, NCAA basketball, men's and women's. It's just fantastic. As
you walk away from public service, what do you think the next 10 or 20 years are going to be like in Polk County?
It seems to be, I don't think anybody intellectually thinks this, but it seems to me that there's an element within the legislature and my party that seems to think that if we just could put the brakes on this Des Moines Metro and Cedar Rapids Metro, that these smaller towns are going to come back to life, that somehow this will work. We cut these guys back a little bit, cut them down in size a little bit, but everybody else will be able to benefit from it. It's just not the way it's going to work. What is good for Iowa is Des Moines Metro and Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Metros. They're growing. They're vibrant. There's lots of stuff going on. Fantastic entertainment. Fantastic things to do. A lot of opportunities for businesses to grow and start. I think the airport's going to be an awesome piece. It's going to help our growth a lot, economic development a lot. We're going to have a lot more flights in and out of here, direct flights. That'll be good for everybody.
You're leaving politics. What would you say to somebody who's either in it right now to help fix the system a little bit, or somebody who wants to maybe get in, sees it and says, man, I don't know if I want to get into politics? There are a lot of people sitting on the sidelines these days.
Yeah.
What would you say to those people?
I go back to what I said before. I think politics is a place where the currency of your ideas can really make a difference. You don't have to have a lot of money. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have a rich grandpa. The currency of your ideas and the way you can articulate them can be very powerful. The other thing I would say is don't micromanage. Once you get elected, don't micromanage. You need to know what's going on. You need to know how things work, but don't micromanage.
Well, Bob Brownell, on behalf of everybody that's worked with you at Polk County and everybody that served with you in Polk County, thank you so much for your service to this county and for everything you've done. Thank you for sitting down with me one more time and talking a little bit about your time on the Polk County Board of Supervisors. A really long and happy retirement is what we wish you. Thanks, Bob.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.